Welcome once again to a brand new installment of the Visual Vapor Reviews. I'm your host, Michael Cobb, and today we are going to be chilling and relaxing and trying to figure out what's going on with the world because, honestly, I'm kind of scared with what's going on. So, a lot of the stuff I've talked about before was looking towards vaping and, honestly, reviewing the products and really not looking much into the things that have been going on with vaping lately. And I recently started doing a little bit more research into it because I thought I knew all I needed to know. And I figured that everything was good. Vaping may not be good, but I'm okay with that. But I needed to understand why I was okay with that. And I started listening to a lot of the things uh, from different vapors mainly, and the thing that I saw the most was the scare from all the vaping topics that have been going on around the news. Now, I'm not the best person to listen to. I don't know all of the details, and I really don't. I know a lot of the details, but I don't know a ton of them. I'm not perfect in this sense. That's what I'm trying to convey. I just know what works for me. And in this case, I started vaping as a deterrent from cigarettes. I was going to start smoking. I was really planning on it. I'd already taken a few drags off a cigarette, had a few full cigarettes myself, and I just didn't want to follow that path. It was just something I really didn't want to do. And so I started vaping. And vaping was a real deterrent from smoking. I know it seems popular and I know it's got a lot of flavors and stuff like that, but it wasn't really the flavors that brought me onto it. It was the fact that I could do something that was healthier. I knew that it wasn't healthy and I still wanted to do it anyway because it was better than smoking. And my mom saw that too. I'm 20 years old. I started vaping when I was 18, and to be all honest, I smoked cigarettes before I was 18, and a lot of people do that. A lot of kids do. You ain't gonna stop them, even if they really want to. You ain't gonna stop them. But the fact of the matter is, what you can do is make it harder for them to vape. They shouldn't be vaping. It's a fact. They really shouldn't be. And if you guys are open to logic and the fact of truth, then I'm willing to share this with you because honestly, I want to keep this as honest with you guys as I can because vaping means a lot to me. It stopped me from smoking cigarettes and I know that's just one big point, but there are a lot of points, but this is something that means a lot to me and I'd like to share that with you. So, I'm going to start with something that I normally do when I start vaping in a video like this, and I'm just going to take a puff. Now, some of you didn't like that, and I'm cool with that too. But you got to be cool with me talking with you guys. If you guys are cool with me talking with you and you're willing to listen, then I'm willing to share. So, this is how I look at it. There's a big scare going on in the United States. Well, not really scare, a valid fear actually. And humans as a whole in the United States are looking at it as being exceptionally bad. And that's not to take away from the idea that it is not bad. It is bad. And it is not something to be taken lightly. I don't recommend you start vaping if you don't smoke. I simply did. And it was something that stopped me from smoking. That's the only reason I really started vaping. So I know that people are going to hate me for this and people are going to come up with ideas against it. But honestly, I'm okay with it and I want to hear you guys' reasoning because I believe in this stuff. It's helped me from smoking. It's the best reason I can give. That's why it's the only reason I've given. But if I have to find another reason for why I vape, It would be because of the flavors. I like the flavors, and that's another big topic too. But I think what it really comes down to is the fact that it was healthier for me than smoking. That's all. But the fact of the matter is, I don't really need to vape all the time. And a lot of discerning adults who are over the age of 18 who can make that capable and legal decision, and in some states it's 21, but the people who are making the decision should be able to make that decision. And taking that choice away, taking those flavors away, taking vaping as a whole away is, I think, taking away free choice. So if you want to listen to me, listen to me. If you don't, you don't, and that's cool too. But I would recommend sharing this with some of your friends so that you guys can kind of decide for yourselves. I'm really open to listening to what people have to say. I just don't want to be attacked for what I'm saying. So if you guys are okay with that, I'd be more than willing to hear what you say. Um, Now, to get into a further topic, I'm not very good with talking to people, and I'm really good with talking to myself because I find that I have more confidence when I talk to myself. And okay with that or not doesn't really matter here. I'm trying to prove a point. My point is that even though I'm imperfect and I don't make these logical decisions well, these are my logical decisions, and it's up to you to decide what you want to do with it. Now, I know that could have been taken right there as a push for vape, but that's not what I want to do. What I want to do is help you guys understand. Now, I'm trying to understand why people say what they say against vaping and they're looking into it as a whole as being bad. The fact of the matter is, from what I've seen, is that vaping has helped people more than it's hurt people. And that's simply because I heard that Juul, when it took down its flavors and whatnot as a response to the flavor ban, I thought to myself that, honestly, maybe these flavors are pretty bad. And I thought vaping was doomed because they were finding out all this stuff was bad. And I decided to stick around with it for a while and see what happened because I knew that until I had a viable reason to stop vaping, I wasn't going to stop. Now that I've heard all of these things and I'm able to step back from it, I can really decide for myself whether or not I want to continue vaping. And I've noticed that I don't want to vape as much now that I can discern the difference between needing to and wanting to. When I need to, I will. When I feel I need to, that is. But if I don't need to, I need to stop. And that's the point I'm trying to convey. A lot of people don't always act on that. And because of that, it can lead to addiction. Anyone with an addictive personality can develop those habits. Everything you do on a regular basis leads to something that will possibly happen again. And the more that you do that something, the more likely it is to happen again. So that causes addiction if you let it. But at the same time, you have to come to the conclusion that if it's not good for you and you're still gonna do it, then you need to do it as little as possible because it doesn't benefit you in the end. And in all honesty, I may stop vaping in the future. I might stop. I don't want to right now, but I might. And who knows? In a few days, my views may change drastically and I may hate vaping altogether. But I have done reviews on this channel before for the last 2.5 years or more, and I've been a little bit inconsistent. But in this case, I feel very strongly, and I think that I need to get my voice heard in this matter. So if you guys agree with me, send your support, share this with your friends, and let them hear what I have to say. And if you're not for it, if you're really against it, that's okay too. Don't share with your friends. I know you won't. It's okay. Yeah, that was a challenge right there. That was an actual challenge to the people who won't to do it anyway because I don't think you will. So, it's a fair challenge. It's being open and honest with you, and I want to genuinely see what people care, how many people care. And if you want to see more of my videos, then actually make it happen because I don't I can't keep randomly asking for this stuff. This isn't going to happen. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to do a thing. The people who really support this will share it. And that's my faith right there. Anywho, I vape a lot. I have vaped for a very long time, and I've seen the benefits and I've seen the negatives, and I've come to the conclusion that while it has many negatives that I've seen so far, they don't come to the same amount of positives rather than deficits. And I genuinely think that while that may be an excuse for vaping, I want people to know that it is up to you, your choices, your actions decide what you do. It's up to you. So, I know I've been long winded and I really appreciate you guys. The fact that you clicked on this video means that you actually care and you want to see what I have to say. So that does mean a lot. And I look forward to doing more videos for you guys. I know a lot of people have laughed at it before, and a lot of people don't really care too much about it. But the people who have seen it and shown interest, I thank you. So, peace. But before I go, I gotta keep classic with myself because if I'm being honest, this is what I normally do at the end of all of my videos. Alright, here it goes. I end all my videos like this, and you'll see it in the past. I'm your host, Michael Cobb. These have been the Visual Vapor Reviews. Thank you much, guys. I always look forward to more.